The Pakistan Super League or the PSL resumed over the weekend. The domestic T20 tournament finally got underway after a week-long suspension due to rising India-Pakistan tensions. But it was hard to tell whether the opening match was a cricket game or a military drill, because in attendance were the who's who of Pakistan's armed forces. The match between Karachi Kings and Peshawar Zalmi in Rawalpindi saw all top brass in attendance. Yes, top brass, including Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff General Asim Munir and DGISPR Ahmad Sharif Chaudhry. But they weren't just there as spectators. Pakistan Cricket Board Chairman Mohsin Naqvi, who also serves as the country's Interior Minister, ensured that the PSL became a platform for glorifying the military. The entire PSL season, in fact, has now been officially dedicated to the Pakistan Army, making it look less like a cricket league and more like a celebration of political tensions that are far from over. Such an irony, because this is the same PCB that consistently advocates and encourages everyone, particularly their neighbours India, to think of cricket as something that should stay neutral, away from all of this, that it should not be embroiled in politics, irrespective of geopolitical conflict. Something that cannot be entertained given the way Pakistan and certain popular faces associated with the country have conducted themselves. The country failed to maintain ceasefire firstly, and even after that, with India holding its restraint, their most popular cricketer, Shahid Afridi, went ahead and conducted a victory rally, an act that was misplaced, unnecessary and distasteful. So clearly, maintaining a neutral stance when the neighbour has been the aggressor all along and continues to engage in petty demonstrations that have far-reaching repercussions, like the Pakistani army attending a cricket league, is of course quite difficult to do. On one hand, Pakistan does this, and on the other, their cricketing fraternity, helmed by their PCB chief Naqvi himself, attempt to sing a different tune altogether. PCB chief Naqvi even made a statement that cricket needs to continue because Pakistani fans deserve it all. This statement came after the PSL had to be suspended. And when the league resumed, the same PCB who have been advocating for cricket without politics, cricket without making a statement, cricket for the fans, brought its military to the forefront instead of focusing on the game, on the resumption of their league at home. So much for being neutral, especially from someone like Mohsin Naqvi, who doesn't just head the PCB but also chairs the Asian Cricket Council, ACC. If anyone is expected to and absolutely should stay unbiased, it's him. Because this is not just about Pakistan's cricket affairs anymore. By politicizing the PSL, Naqvi has made a statement that can never be reversed and has put the entire Asian cricketing ecosystem at risk here of combusting. Just yesterday, reports came in that India might skip the upcoming Asia Cup this year. This includes both the Women's Emerging Asia Cup next month and the Men's Asia Cup, which India is expected to co-host with Sri Lanka. That's in some months from now. The BCCI Secretary, Devajit Saikia, may have refuted all these reports, but he did say no final decision has been made yet. Now, that may be true, but I will tell you what's certain, the uncertainty of it all. Of India playing Pakistan in a cricket field when at the backdrop is all the tension that is still simmering with no end game or status quo. Because let's be clear, the BCCI won't go against the Indian government's stance, a sentiment that has been echoed by none other than India's head coach Gautam Gambhir.
Till all this doesn't stop, there should not be anything between India and Pakistan. This is for BCCI and, more importantly, the government to decide whether we should play them or not. Whatever decision they make, we should be absolutely fine with it.
And if India does pull out of the Asia Cup, the consequences could be massive Because without India, the Asia Cup loses its stature, its sheen, its commercial plug. The sponsors, the broadcasters, the global viewership all centered around Indian cricket. Pakistan clearly is walking on thin ice here, because on one hand they demand neutrality from India, but on the other they politicize their own league with military symbolism. Now, I have to remind you of a time when Pakistan claimed its own cricket system needed a surgery. They sent their players to a military boot camp to ship up. And what was the result of that massive expedition? 3 ICC tournaments that followed, exits in all the group stages of all 3 tournaments, including a dismal showing at the Champions Trophy on home soil in front of their own Pakistan fans. A crumbling domestic structure and no signs of actual reform. So maybe someone needs to tell the PCB the military doesn't help rebuild cricket. That's the neutrality they should be practicing and focusing on more before they expect it from anyone else.
At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert. But what you will get is what we owe you. And that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat. And when we do, we will tell you. Like yesterday, we ran visuals from a registered news agency. That visual turned out to be fake, so we are taking accountability. And from now on, we will cite the source of every visual, every picture, every video that you see on Firstpost will have a source mentioned. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.